Awesome. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thanks you for joining today's alumni webinar for manufacturing. I am Alicia Markey. I'm the recruiter for our manufacturing program. I am joined by our alum today, Abheek. He'll introduce himself in a minute, but just wanted to go over what we're going to cover today. We'll have Abheek go over his overview and introduction, and then we'll go right into questions and answers. So any questions that you have, you can unmute and ask or use the chat and I'll read them aloud, whatever you're most comfortable with. Also, don't worry, I have questions ready to ask Abheek as well. So we will have those. And then we will go over kind of like MFG manufacturing overview, but I think Abheek probably will touch on that too with my questions and his overview. And then we'll go over application over deadlines and what you need to apply, and then contact information at the end. All right, Abheek, so I will go to your slide. Go ahead.
Hey Yash, good evening, I would say.
Yeah,
And
good evening.
I'm a MEng in manufacturing engineering graduate from UFM back in 2022. And
Okay.
I have overall 7 years, more than 7 years, almost touching 8 years right now in the manufacturing industry. Been there in around three companies till now. And it's been really great, really enjoying manufacturing, and would be eager to help you.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Um, is
Sure,
there any
Yash.
information that you're gonna be giving from your side, or should I just ask any doubts or questions that I have?
Sure, you can start with anything you'd like to know.
Okay, yeah.
Or we can do
Um,
both ways if you want us to go through the deck that we have, and maybe some of them get clarified automatically. And then also, if you have any questions, we'll be more than willing to answer.
okay, yeah, that works. You can go through with your slides first, and then I can ask the questions that I have.
Okay, no problem. So I think I'm going to start with some of the questions that I have teed up for Abheek, just about your experiences as a student and everything. So one of the first questions that I have for you is, why did you choose this degree, Abheek? So why did you choose the manufacturing program at U of M? Kind of what drew you in? Because there's a lot of programs out there, so why this specific program?
I think what separates out this program from the other programs is primarily the uh, the thesis project that we do. Okay, so it's a capstone project, and it's really involves you with respect to the industry directly. You can pick up a project that you have maybe sponsored by a company, or even if it's an internal project inside the university related to your research, you can do that. Or if you have any innovative idea and you want to pursue that, like additive manufacturing or related to materials, you can just approach any faculty, and then I think they would connect you to the right platform. You can take it from there. So that was something very intriguing. Number two was the duration of the course kind of suited me. It was, I believe, 18 months, 18-month program. So that kind of was really quick, a turnaround, and then you'd be rearing up with all the skills going back into the industry or in research as you wish. So these two kind of stood apart, and of course, University of Michigan is one of the best in the world, and Michigan engineering stands apart in how it delivers and crafts the curriculum to match with what is going on in the industry with respect to disruptive trends, and then deliver you the best tailored course from there.
Yep. So exactly like Abheek said, the capstone project usually is done at the end of your program. So after you've taken all of your courses throughout the program, you get to apply what you've learned throughout the program on a real world or real companies like project. So usually kind of like an internship. It's a great way to network with a possible like company that you're going to end up working with, to show your skills and everything that you've learned throughout the program. Some students also could do a research project at the University of Michigan, but most of our students take it and do the internship or project at a company. And the program, exactly like you said, is usually done in about a year to year and a half. Students have up to 5 years to complete the degree because the program can be done on campus here in Ann Arbor or fully online. So a lot of the students that are working full-time do the program part-time online. So that's why we have that 5-year kind of timeline, because they're working, so it takes them kind of longer to finish the degree. So So that's why the 5 years. But most of the time, even then, they don't need the full 5 years, but we just allow for the 5 years time. Thanks, Veek. All right, I have another question. So, what are you currently working on?
So right now I work at SKF USA Inc. It's a global bearing manufacturing leader and manufactures ball bearings, taper bearings, all sort of in that industry. So I'm responsible for the full value chain quality, that is in terms of product quality, service quality, as well as logistics quality. I started over there as a business analyst. I think I kept jumping positions every 1.5 years, then went up to business consultant. And then I think when I was ready, I thought I knew the product well. It was time to move back to operations from where I came from. That is my specialty, and my master's degree was in the same. So I right now I manage factory operations as well as daily business operations with respect to quality, and it's been a wonderful experience.
Um, what did you enjoy most about the manufacturing program?
I think if I look back down the lane, the most interesting part was the peers and the colleagues from who were along with me during the entire journey. I mean, since this program, as Alicia kind of mentioned, that it has people from the online batch two as well as the in-person mode two. So a lot of folks from good companies, General Motors, Ford, they used to be your peers. So you would learn, in real time with them, get to know what's happening in the industry, apply what's going on over there, and apply what you're learning in the class, and come out best of all worlds. So that was something, really, which intrigued me and benefited me the most. That I look back right now, going back in the years.
How do you think this degree has impacted your career?
I think it gave me a 360-degree view of the world. Uh, Earlier, you could, based on your previous experience, you could be focused on a particular thing and not look at the broader perspective. So it kind of taught me a lot about leadership. Um, Number two would be definitely I did my Six Sigma black belt as well as the DFSS black belt. It's both of the courses are offered in the curriculum, so which was really helpful for me, to look things from a different perspective, connect it to business cases, and then kind of go on improvement journey from there. So that was something really unique, and I don't think any other university offers that kind of a joint curriculum wherein you do certifications in parallel to what course you're doing right now in terms of credits.
Yep, so that's a great point. I wanted to bring up our curriculum because it is unique to the program. It has these four kind of areas that you can focus on: the integrative science piece, career pathways, and program core, and then immersive practice, that capstone. But as Abheek said, you can take courses from all across the University of Michigan. So you can take, I think Abheek probably took some business courses, it seems like, because you were talking about kind of the
Yes.
leadership courses. So you can take, and you'll see courses in here from the business school. So you can take Raw School of Business courses, public policy courses, art and architecture courses, just examples, but kind of all across the board, so that it really would be what you want to get out of the degree for what you're looking to do after graduation. So I'm going to put this in the chat
Yeah.
for you all to see, so that you can take a deeper dive in the curriculum and see some of those course offerings that you could look at taking, so that you can really craft your own kind of curriculum and your plan of study. Because it is really kind of, I would say, like, choose your own adventure for the curriculum. All right, I have another question for you, Abhi. Or actually, Yash, do you have any questions?
No, currently I don't have any questions. Yeah,
Yeah, perfect. I don't want to I don't want to take up
yeah,
all the time for you. All
no
right,
problem.
let me just share. All right. Abhi, do you have a specific course that you can remember as being your favorite when you were in school?
Absolutely. I think the TO605, this course was Manufacturing and Supply Chain Operations, and it comes from the Raw School of Business. I think this was a class which I can never forget. The most challenging one. I think it's roughly 4 credits or something, the most heaviest one out there. So, but the kind of exposure that I got, various people from all the spectrums of the industry, various age groups, various nationalities, so that kind of stood apart. And the rigor and everything in the course was, I would say, world class. And even in my daily work, that's one of the courses, of course, along with other courses, that I apply the most. And I wish I took more from both the schools in Michigan Engineering as well as SFI, and spent more time. I would have really, I really went. I would like to go back to school and grab some more courses.
You always could take more.
Yeah.
What advice would you give a new student starting this program?
Uh, I would say have some sort of an idea, what kind of courses that you want to take about. Plan a little bit. You cannot, life never gives you enough time to plan really well, but I think it's important that you look upon certain areas, like if you're interested in additive manufacturing, or if you're interested in digitalization or maybe supply chain, then you may kind of tailor your curriculum with respect to that. Of course, you can still add and drop and all that stuff, but having a focused area and then targeting your career in that way would really help you go in a long way.
Pretty solid advice, I'd say. Do you think overall, would you recommend this program?
Absolutely. I've recommended this program to, I think, over 15 to 20 people so far, and everybody had a great experience. It's tailored with, as we spoke about, capstone. It's tailored with the kind of pathways that you want to take upon. Then it gives you exposure to the business schools. Gives you exposure to all the engineering schools within Michigan Engineering. So it's an open platform. I mean, uh, connect to anyone, connect to the faculties out there, connect to the staff. You get really good support, and get started on your journey of what you really want to become. Taking Michigan as a good platform.
And a huge alumni network too.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
yep, we have over 640,000 alums, so pretty big. I also just wanted to point out the application deadlines for everybody. So we are still accepting apps for our spring summer semester, which spring summer is online courses only. So that's why there's that little star asterisk up there. So the early decision deadline has passed, but regular admissions is March 15th, and then April 15th is the last deadline for spring summer. And then fall apps are still open as well for the fall 2025 semester. And then we're in the extended consideration, you'll see right there. So March 15th is the last deadline for international students looking to be on campus. And then August 15th for all other applicants. So this would be international students looking to be an online student, or domestic students looking to be an online or on campus student. So those are still there. Those apps are open, so I always recommend apply as soon as you're ready. Don't wait. And then for the application itself, there is an application fee, 75 for domestic students and 90 for international students. Unfortunately, there are no application fee waivers. The minimum GPA is a 3.0 for our programs, and the average GPA is a 3.5. We require 3 letters of recommendation. This can come from supervisors or managers if you're working full time, or if you're still a student, from faculty members, professors, or it can be a combination of them. The GRE is not required, but it's highly recommended if you're at that 3.0 minimum GPA threshold. Your resume and curriculum vitae, your academic statement of purpose, and personal statement are the 2 written statements. And we ask to keep those to 500 words each because it is holistic. So they're reading everything that you supply. And then your official transcripts. And then if you're an international student, the English proficiency exams as well. All right. If you have any questions that come up, please feel free to reach out to me. Abheek had his email on the first slide too as well, but please feel free to reach out. Happy to help. But I just want to put out a call again to see if there are any specific questions that I didn't cover that you still would like to know about the University of Michigan, the program, courses, just anything at all. So Yash, do you have anything that you didn't get addressed and would like to know more about?
Yes, I have listed a few questions I'd like to
Yeah.
ask Abhi. Uh, you said about your capstone project. I just wanted to get a more detailed information about it. Like, did you collaborate with a professor or maybe an industry leader or something for that? And how was your experience regarding that? And what should I do to make the best out of that opportunity so that I can get good exposure industry wise, and as well maybe some research opportunities with any professor in that ways?
Abheek? Oh no, do we lose him? Hold on.
I
Yash.
think there might be some connection problem.
Yeah, hold on, Yash. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem at all.
We're having quite the snowfall right now in Ann Arbor, so that might be. Hi, Abheek.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I lost the connection. Sorry, Yash. You were just starting your question. That's why I lost you. Could you
Yeah,
repeat?
yeah, for sure. I was asking that. I was asking a more detailed information about your capstone project. Like, did you
Okay.
collaborate with any industry leader or maybe a professor? And how? What should I do to make the best out of that opportunity, which I get during the capstone?
Okay. So it really depends. There are many ways. I'll tell you what I did. Um, so I kind of had an exposure to the industry for around 4 years exactly. So I wanted to kind of look more in terms of what's going on in the university with respect to the health sector. And that's when I did design for Six Sigma project with Professor Hammett. His name is Patrick Hammett, and it was more using the IDOV methodology. It's a tool inside the design of Six Sigma framework, which was applied to develop sort of an evaluation tool for the university itself. You know, for the I think University of Michigan Hospital. So that was something which I pursued. It was a paid opportunity from the university, more on the research side. I kind of wanted to get that insight in terms of using the tool with respect to hypothesis testing and stuff, surveys and this and that. So wanted to gain more skills on that side, and I utilize that. But what many others do, I think 90% of people is they grab an opportunity in the industry, and what project they are doing in the industry, they kind of want to take that as a capstone project and drive from there. So it's a win-win for you. It really depends what you're really interested in, and I would suggest whatever suits you the best, you take a call on that.
Okay. I have a following question regarding that. Like, how easy it is to connect with such industry leaders or maybe such companies? Is there any UMesh portal through which we can connect them, or do you have to apply through other like LinkedIn or some other sites?
Um, it's everything. It's a mix of all. There are career fairs in the campus happening every semester. There are individual recruiters which come to the campus also, and you would be notified by the career center based on that. Whenever that happens, of course, you can go out and apply through the individual companies through LinkedIn and other platforms and so on. So, whatever opportunity you find the best, then it would really depend on what you personally choose from there.
Yash,
Okay.
through the Engineering Career Resource Center, that's you'll have access as an engineering student to that office. That's what Abhi was talking about. So they help you with resume reviews, career fair prep, mock interviews, even salary negotiation appointments. And then you'll also get access to the job board that is just for engineering students, and that has internship, co-op, and full-time opportunities posted hourly. And a lot of times those postings don't go out on Indeed or LinkedIn, that they're only for U of M students because they're posted by like alums from those companies, and they're just looking for other U of M like engineering students. So it's a great resource to use is that site as well as Indeed and LinkedIn jobs too. So it's best to like check, like we said, check everywhere for those. And then the career fairs happen in the fall and the winter semester, and they bring in over 300 companies to campus usually. So those are great ways that students find those opportunities.
Okay, that's great to hear. Yeah. Uh, would you mind if I just give a bit of a background about myself and what my plan is actually taking the course?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So I've completed my bachelor's in mechatronics engineering from Pune itself in India.
Okay.
I have worked a couple of years in my family business that is involved in manufacturing automated welding lines for sheet metal
Okay.
parts. It involves MIG welding and spot welding operations. So the main reason why I took this course and I chose Michigan out of all the other universities was I really like the curriculum and the options that I have regarding. So my interest is in mostly digital manufacturing and applying technologies like IoT, AI, or ML in the modern manufacturing and how to optimize the manufacturing processes. So the curriculum that Michigan provides, I thought that really corresponded well with my intentions, and that is one of the main reason I've gone forward with the course. Uh, Also, regarding that, as my plan is to work there in the US for a couple of years, maybe, and then return back. And I want to expand the existing scope that I have about the regarding the family business. So I also want that the curriculum touches the technical part as well related to manufacturing, as well as I get some exposure in the management and the leadership side as well. So doing the manufacturing course, do you get enough of an exposure with the Michigan Raw students or the management students? How do you think about that?
Absolutely. Uh, Again, as I told you, I took a couple of courses from Ross Business School. I mean, you can take as many as you want until you are able to balance them. So it's really an open forum. Uh, there is like an add and drop course registration stuff which happens at UFM every semester. You can pick up
Okay.
courses from anywhere. And as you told me, you're more interested in digitalization and you want to get a taste of business along with it. I think you mixing it with the digitalization stream here in the manufacturing curriculum, as well as picking up raw courses, your 18 months would just go away like that. You won't even realize how much you would learn actually. So I think it's a good mix for you and a good candidate actually for this program.
Yeah, that's good. I want to ask a point you mentioned earlier that you said you were learning with peers from Ford and such other automotive companies. So were they like in on-campus classes, or were they doing it from online course? And how well of an exposure? I mean, if you're getting learning with such people who have been working at Ford or any automotive companies, I think you get a good experience and
Yes.
a good exposure from their learnings as well. So how was that experience?
It's people in both the modes. You would find it's really flexible. Some of them would really join from the classes at times. Some of them may join online. Uh, but you would have assignments and stuff which you would do in groups. You would interact with them in the library or in campus, outside campus. So the experiences are, I would say, uh, not restricted to a particular mode, but more of a learning experience that you would kind of explore while doing assignments or doing a project in that sense. And of course, learning from each other, in terms of their what do I say is their commitment, their skills, the dedication, their perspective of thinking about things, and then they go from there. So those are the things, which I really, when I look back, I think that I gained the most while going with them.
Okay, great.
And you
Uh,
have to be also very careful. You need to go into study groups or pick up project groups like that, wherein it's a good mix.
right. It's your initiative that counts at
Yes.
the end, I think. Yeah. Also, like, what is the average number of students that are in one class in one cohort?
It really depends on the course. In some courses you have capacity maybe up to 60. Some courses you may have 120. It depends on the classroom that's happening, number of student instructors in that course, and so on. So, Alicia, you want to answer that one?
Like you said, it really does depend on the course itself. Larger like courses can have up to, like we said, 60 to 120 students, or some are as low as like 30 courses in a class. And some are, only 40 or 20. So it just depends on the course itself, and the course interest, or if it's like a new introductory course, or special topics course, it may be smaller or larger. So it just depends on each course. So it's really just dependent on that. I'm sorry we don't have like a specific answer, Yash.
Yeah, no problem. One more question I had was regarding the graduate student instructor. Like,
Mhm.
uh, what are the chances of getting a graduate student instructor, and what benefit would I get if I get that position, like in terms of learning opportunities and research opportunities with the professor? And if I want to apply for such a position, at what semester would that be suitable, and what do I what out of the way things I need to do to secure that position, let's say?
To be like we call them GSIs, like graduate student assistant or a TA, teaching assistant, something like that. Usually you have to like take the course. So you'd have to be here for a semester, take the course, receive like an A in it. And then that course would need to have the need for a teaching assistant or GSI, and then post that. And then you would apply for that and then receive like an interview for it and then get that position. So it just depends on if the course warrants one and if the university tells the professor that they can have one. So it's up to the university and the professor if they like will allow for one, and then you can apply to be like the GSI or TA for it. It's open to
Okay.
like all students once you take that course and receive the high enough grade to apply for it if it's warranted, but it's not a guarantee or anything like that. A lot of the time those go to doctoral students because they are fully funded students, but that
Right.
doesn't say that master students can't have them as well. We've had master students that do that. A lot of our master students have done that in the past, but a lot of them end up working on campus jobs. So they work like the cafes on campus or restaurants. Some of them take jobs on campus, like in the offices, and work like administrative jobs at offices on campus and things like that. So those are available, but like I said, just depends on the availability of them. And then if you've taken the course and then received, like I said, high enough grade in it.
Okay, great. Yeah. Um,
And to add to Alicia, you can also not only to the engineering schools, you can also apply to the GSI positions or the instructor positions to any school in UFM. So have many of my past colleagues who were working in the physics department or in the art school. So it's really open. If you can find the school, find the website, check their openings, and approach the professor or check apply through the portal. I think you can try and work it out something.
okay, okay, got it. The next question I had was about the course enrollment actually. Is it allowed to like enroll in a particular course and then decide to give the exam or later for that particular course in the next semester? Is that an option, or you have to give that particular course's exam in that semester itself?
You have to, so if you enroll in a course in the fall semester, say you would be enrolled in that course for the fall. So every assignment, like exams, papers, things like that, are going to be due during that semester.
Okay, okay, yeah, got it. Actually, this is my last question, and it is not particularly related to the course per se. It is more of a doubt I had in the I-20 issuance. Is it okay for that I ask that to you?
You can ask. If we can't answer it, I will be happy to point you in the direction of an office that can.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I'm in the process of receiving an I-20 from the Department of Manufacturing. So for that, I am required to send them the financial documents of the sponsor who's going to sponsor me for my education. So the documents I plan to submit is the fixed deposit documents or the fixed deposit bank statements. There is one condition given on the website which I read regarding the documents. That is that the maturity date of the fixed deposit, it should be before the starting date of the classes. So my classes, they start on 25th August 2025, that is this fall, and the maturity date of the fixed deposit that I plan to show, it is on 29th August. So there is a 4 days additional like a overlap. So I just wanted to ask that will that be okay, or I need to do some additional changes or show some other documents?
Gosh, I would recommend reaching out to our international center just to make sure about this. So I'm going to add that into the chat. The website link to the I Center is like the acronym for it, but the link to
Okay.
the international center just to make sure, because we can't advise on like visa processing or anything like that, but they're the office that definitely can. And they also have like drop-in hours and you can make appointments with them. But I would just recommend reaching out to them just to be sure about that, because you don't want to have any issues with the I-20s. And I'm also putting in their direct phone number and email into the chat too, but you'll have their website link.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much.
But
And
they'll
yes,
know
they're
100%.
yeah, they're very quick to respond. I you know, super fast, and I think this can be ironed out. So just reach out to them, as Alicia said, and it should be okay.
Okay, great. Thanks. Yeah, those were the only questions I had. You both were really helpful. So thank you so much for answering to all of my doubts.
No problem. All right. Well, thanks all for joining. Hopefully, this was helpful. A huge thank you again to Beak, our alumni, for joining today. We so appreciate you helping answer these questions, Abheek. And as always, go blue.
Go blue.
Go Blue.